Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about camp food. Now, something that I like to do at least a couple times a year is go through my camp food. And what that means is I buy and store a lot of stuff in containers in my basement for camp food because I like to have things ready to go. I don't always want to have to go to the grocery store to pick stuff up, and I certainly don't want it to be a long trip. So I'm always looking for pre-packaged items that can keep for a while, that I know I'm going to be using throughout the year, either hiking, out for the day, shooting a video, or overnight camps. I've gotten some requests from channel viewers that they want to see more about food and the types of stuff that I suggest and that I use. And I look for a variety of items. I look for things that are easy to prepare, cost effective, and taste good, and are going to satisfy my taste buds when I'm outside, because when you're camping, especially when the conditions are less than favorable, let's say it's cold and windy or whatever, you really want something good to stick to your ribs, that's gonna boost your mood, but also provide you with some energy and some warmth and some protein. So those are things I look for, and I'm just going to show you a variety of stuff that I picked up at a grocery store. None of this stuff is hard to find. It's all readily available in grocery stores, big box stores. I've seen this stuff at Walmart. I'll show you. I will go in depth with it, and I'll show you everything I have and where I'm getting it at, so you can get some ideas. Now, I will say, one thing that I always do with this stuff is I supplement it with fresh food, like meat. There's really not a good substitute for fresh meat, and if I can bring along a steak or some sausages or a chicken breast or pork chop, something like that, I will do that. And the way I usually do it is, in the summertime especially, I bring it frozen and I leave it in my pack, and then throughout the day it defrosts, and then that first night that I'm camping, that's what I have on the over the fire. And then I'll supplement that with the other things that I bring, the pre-packaged foods that I brought. Wintertime, it doesn't become as much of an issue. You can pack things a little bit longer. You just need to make sure that they're sealed up pretty well to avoid any kind of contamination or leakage in your pack, and you're good to go. So stick around, because we are going to get into it. If you guys watch my videos, you will see me cooking with a variety of this stuff, and I'm always talking about it because, one, I love to eat, and when I'm outside, I love to cook over the fire. So having all this stuff available to me in my kit makes things a lot easier. So here's some of the items that I've chosen. These are all from grocery stores, stuff that you can get pretty easily. Of course, we have ramen noodles. Not the healthiest consideration on the menu, but at least it's some carbohydrates. And then if you supplement that by adding a tuna packet or Spam or other fresh meat, then you have a pretty decent lunch or a dinner. Another thing are instant soups, especially in the wintertime. These are really nice. This is a kosher soup mix that's vegetable based from Knorr. Knorr makes really nice dehydrated vegetable soups and broths and things that you can buy, so it's a great item to have in your pack. Another thing that I really enjoy are mashed potatoes, and of course it's another great carbohydrate. These are so easy to make. You just add hot water, mix it up, and you can mix it to your consistency that you like. Then you can always add stuff to it. It's really great to add summer sausage or cheese. If you have some fresh vegetables that you brought along, like some carrots or onion, you can chop that up, put that in there. So there's a variety of things that you can do to make this even better. Another thing that I've been experimenting with for camp food are these microwave pouches. And there's a lot of different microwave foods out on the market right now that come in these pouches. And basically what this is these are not dehydrated. They're already constituted with water. There's moisture in the pack, but what you do is you heat them up in a microwave and they're ready to go. Well, the same philosophy works pretty well over a stove or over a campfire by either just taking this out of the package and putting it in your pot and cooking it. And this, of course, saves space and weight, so you don't have to bring canned food. You can also pour hot water into this a little bit if you want it a little bit thinner, and you can also soak this in a pot of hot water for a period of time to get it heated up. There's just different ways you can do it, and it really depends on how big the pouch is and how hot you want it to get. So here's one that I like. This is a Prego ready to eat meal, roasted tomato and vegetable penne. Kroger has this awesome selection of rices. This is red beans and rice. This is a 90-second heat and go packet. This is great. Throw this in your pot, add some summer sausage to it, or some kielbasa, and you have a really awesome dinner that's gonna fill you up. Now, of course, you have to mention dehydrated meals. These can be found at Walmart and other retailers. But as you notice, the price, $5.90 for one of these, makes this a little bit more expensive. Now, it's convenient because you're just adding hot water and you're ready to eat, but and you don't have to dirty a pan. But the thing is, it's definitely not as cost effective as some of this ready-made stuff that's in the store. And like I mentioned before, adding things like packaged meat, there's a lot of these foil packet meats that you can buy nowadays. Tuna, salmon, chicken, Spam, of course, is always on the menu with me. I love Spam. Very salty, so you have to be careful with that. Other things that I can add to this stuff that I bought, I found this package of cheese sauce with jalapeno at one of the dollar stores, Velveeta. You know, that's going to be a great addition to some rice or some potatoes. Of course, the old standby Lipton soup secrets. This is just, I think, chicken soup. And actually, this one is beyond expiration. Best of use by April 23rd of 14. So this is not any good. I'll go ahead and pitch this one, but at least I have this for demonstration. And you actually can see the package is starting to open up on its own right there, which is not good. So that's why it pays to go through your gear, your food boxes, and check everything. Another thing to talk about is beverages. And coffee and tea and hot cocoa are awesome items to throw in your food pack. They keep a long time, they're ready to go. You don't have to mess with a lot of brewing or filtering of stuff. It's ready to roll. So, and there's such a variety out in the stores right now. Different types of teas. So one of my favorites is this Twinings Irish breakfast tea. It's almost like a coffee. It's very dark and rich, has a great flavor. Chai tea is definitely a great pick-me-up during the day. Little Earl Grey. Gotta have some hot chocolate mixes with me, especially in the wintertime at night. These are awesome. Chocolate Peppermint by Nicholas is awesome. Of course, Cold Stone Creamery. And then for coffees, it's of course personal preference, but every once in a while I like something that's just a little bit different, a little bit more sweet. So here's a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. Folgers has a really nice frappuccino or cappuccino French vanilla flavor. And then just standard coffee, these Folger instant coffee crystals, which are very similar to the Starbucks, just a little bit coarser, are a great option too. And then with coffee, of course, you can have things like creamer. So the military MRE packs are great for creamer substitute packages. You can also pick these up when you're like staying at hotels and they have the coffee bar in your room. I always steal a bunch of those creamer packs and sugar packs. Things like Splenda, Sweet and Low. And then here's some lemon juice packages that I found at a restaurant that I use in my tea occasionally. You have to be careful, these leak real easily, but it sure is nice having something like lemon juice to throw into tea or whatever. Okay, moving on to breakfast foods and snack foods. So breakfast is pretty easy camping. Eggs are very easy to transport in the right container, so if you want scrambled eggs and sausage, that's not a big deal to make in camp. If you're looking for really quick stuff, of course, Quaker instant oatmeal is probably one of the easiest and best options I've found for breakfast. And you can actually just cut these open at the top, pour your hot water in the package, and eat them right out of the pack. Another option for breakfast are things like fig bars. This is a Nature's Bakery. Really a great product. I love these. These are delicious. I also like peanut butter in the morning time. Well, often what I'll do is I'll take peanut butter and I'll bring some bagels with me and then just toast a bagel on the campfire and then spread some peanut butter on it. And if I'm getting really crazy, I'll heat up some Spam and put that on the bagel with the peanut butter, which is awesome. And that will stick with you all day long. So peanut butter, great option. And then as far as different types of energy bars, there are so many on the market right now. Cliff bars have been around forever and are a great standard. The Lara bar, I like the size of them, and their flavor is so good. They have so many different great flavors, and of course they're gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, vegan, and kosher. So if you have any dietary restrictions, this is a great option for you as well. Another thing that I've been experimenting with recently are these Honey Stinger waffles. They're organic and gluten-free, but they have really awesome flavors, and they're great when you spread a little bit of peanut butter on them, and they're just a nice energy snack. And then if you're really concerned about weight and you're hiking on the trail, you want to eat fast, these Cliff Shots provide a good source of energy. A lot of caffeine and carbs. And last but not least is seasoning. Especially when you're cooking meat and stuff over the campfire, seasoning becomes really important. And if you can add stuff or doctor up your meals with some quick and easy seasonings, it makes dinner so much better when you're out in the field. So things that I like to bring along for my meat are, this is one of my all-time favorites. This is Red-Eyed Hog Survival Spice. RedEyedHog.com. Check those guys out. This stuff is phenomenal on chops, steak, chicken, beef. I mean, anything you can throw at it. It's delicious on it. It has a really nice smoky flavor. It's not super sweet or not super spicy. It just has a great all-purpose flavor to it. Another great one for seasoning is Old Bay. Awesome on fish, but also awesome on chicken and pork. So check that out. Of course, salt and pepper, and these little containers that you get from Coleman at the your big box retail stores. These hold a lot of salt and pepper, and they work great. They don't leak. I've never had one come apart on me, so I have several of these, and they're usually in all my packs. I gotta refill my salt. Another thing I just found recently was this concentrated chicken broth. Haven't tried it yet, but I think it'd be interesting to try it. Definitely add it to noodles or rice or something like that I'm cooking. And then the other thing I like to look for when I'm eating out are the different condiment packs that restaurants have out. Of course, good old standby ketchup if you're making hot dogs. No sense bringing a whole bottle when you can bring one of these. Just gotta be careful with them. I usually keep my condiment packs in a Ziploc because you never know if these things are gonna bust open on you. Hot sauces from Taco Bell. Bring a couple tortillas with you and some meat and some cheese, and now you got a taco. Soy sauce from the Chinese restaurants. Great with ramen. Here's an interesting one you don't see very often. Italian dressing. If you can find these are awesome because this is great to marinate chicken in. Love marinating chicken in this stuff. So you bring a couple of these and in a plastic bag with your chicken, do a marinade, during the day, and then at night throw it on the campfire and cook it. You got a great meal. Okay, one last thing I need to mention. If you're preparing food to take camping, of course you want to look at the possibility of dehydrating your own food. This is something that I've just started doing recently. I bought a dehydrator from Amazon, real simple one, works great. And then picked up a Food Saver sealer from one of the local stores here in town. And what I'm doing is, when I have leftovers, things that I know that will dehydrate well, like chili, tacos, spaghetti, if I have leftovers, instead of saving those and most of those going to waste, because let's face it, you'll have a couple dishes out of your leftovers and you end up throwing the rest of it away. I'm putting it in the dehydrator that next day and then sealing it up and freezing these. So like this one right here, I just did this not too long ago. Here's a package of chili. This is gonna be 1 serving for me. Chicken tacos, that hot sauce that I mentioned, those tortillas. Tortillas are easy items to pack. They pack flat and they don't get crushed, and they come in their own bag. Bring some taco mix with you that you've done yourself, and man, you've got a great meal. Very easy to reconstitute this with some hot water. So if you haven't tried dehydrating, try it. It's not that hard. It's pretty easy. Lots of information online about how to do it. And just keep experimenting with it, because there's so many things that you cook at home that would be great on the trail. So, all right, guys, I hope this stuff was useful today for you. As always, please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next time on The Prepared Wanderer.